Have you ever drew a character but the arms were really difficult to draw and it still looked wonky and weird? Because I did. Therefore I started drawing arms for an entire week, and let me share with you 5 of the most important things that will also help you draw much better and faster. So first, let's start with proportions of the arms. And looking at my older drawings, I really struggled with that. It would seem like I was just guessing and it was pretty random, the arms were random. But here I learned a couple of really important things, but I learned a couple of really important proportion tips. So let's start with the first one, where the length of the whole arm will go from the shoulder, the top of the shoulder, to around half of the thigh area. So pretty much the elbow will be at the bottom of the rib cage here. Then of course the lower arm has the same length as the upper arm, so around somewhere here, and then we have a hand there, maybe a little bit smaller. But yeah. Also to that, what we can do is we can make the length of the arm of the hand around 2/3 of the lower arm. So here will be the length of our hand. Now also, if we have the elbow at the level of the bottom of the rib cage, what we can do if the arm maybe is in a position like that, we can just take the point of our shoulder, so the shoulder joint here, boom, and then just draw a circle around it. So it will go pretty much in a circle like that, okay? So here we have the shoulder here, boom, the length of the shoulder. Then if the arm was here, we also can keep this length here, boom, like that, maybe straight up, boom. Of course, there will be a little bit of differences when the shoulder will just push a little bit higher, because it doesn't stay in the single spot. It can go a little bit lower, boom, it can go a little bit higher. So just adjust these things based on the, I guess, action of the body. So here you can see that the shoulder is actually pushing up because the body is resting on it. So something like this. Therefore, this would be a little bit higher than the bottom of the rib cage here. Boom. Same here, we have the bottom of the rib cage. So the length of the arm would be around here from like a basic view. But if we have a little bit raised our arms like that, then we can take just the same size, and perhaps it would be more something like this from that to that, because the arm is raised a little bit up. We can probably push it even more. Also, the arms cannot really go like that they touch here, because these muscles here, the bicep and on the forearm, are blocking them, and we can just keep this size here around the same as the fist. And also the wrist, or the bottom of the hand, will be aligned with the shoulder line. Okay, it can be a little bit lower, a little bit higher, but if we just make the arms like that, then it will align with that. Also, if you want my brushes, there are for free in the description below, and with them you'll get 30 art tips that'll help you improve your art in 30 days. So now for the basic shapes of our arms, we can of course simplify them into basic cylinders, boom, like that, with maybe balls for the joints, which is fine for the beginning stage, but we want to add a little bit of variety to them. Of course, first let's think about our arms as the chain, which is usually very common. So here the shoulder can be just like a sideways chain here. Then we of course have for the upper arm another chain that goes here, boom. Then again, let's maybe choose a different color. Here another chain, boom. So also make this the different color, boom, like that. And then again, here the arm will be another chain like that. So this actually helps with drawing the shapes, okay? Because the forearms will be like wider here, whereas this will be, will be more like that, boom. This will be our upper arm, a little bit too big, boom. And here will be our lower arm, boom, wider. And then shoulder, boom, and hand. So we have this like thick, thin, thick, thin combo, and it makes the arm just much easier to draw and more appealing. But now how we can actually use that and draw a shape for our arms? So pretty much what I do is just simply start with basic cylinders here, boom, for my arms, boom, boom, and then I add these triangles here. Let's pick a different brush, boom, on the side, which actually improves the overall shape of our arm. As you can see here, let's just fill it out, maybe pick again a red one and add these triangles again, boom. So here we have a simple cylinder for the upper arm, boom. Also a simple shape for the the deltoid muscle, something like this, boom. And then of course the hand, but we'll do a tutorial on that later in different video. So pretty much whenever we draw a lower arm, boom, we just want to add these triangles to the side. It's a little bit lower, boom, something like that. And it creates a really nice shape, as you can see here, boom, boom. Here we have our cylinder, even here, boom. We have the triangle on one side. But one thing that we need to really remember here, to not make them, first of all, the same size, okay? The inner one is usually smaller, and also, let's erase it a little bit. And also this point here sits higher than that. And also it should be a little bit smaller and like less poking, boom, something like this. So we have this here offset, boom, boom, something like this angle. And it's really good to remember that. And quickly, a simple way to connect these, we want to just draw them as like hinges, as you can see here. So basically they connect with each other like that, boom, boom. And here we have the side like that, boom. So you can think of it as bionicles. So here we have like a bionicle. So as you can see here, we have this arm there that just clocks onto the other piece. So here would be more like that, boom. Here we have the arm. Of course, the proportions are way different here, but you can see from a side, basically we have like a ball here, and then one piece goes there, boom, on top, boom, and then other piece goes here, boom, and they connect. So the same we have here on the arms. Just imagine like, so here we have this arm here, and then this here forearm connects onto these here. So same here, boom. This goes here, boom, that. And then here we have one that connects to it, boom. So now let's talk about the tip that actually helped my arms look much more realistic and just not wonky. And also it requires thumbs. So our wrists can rotate because of the muscles in the forearm. And here we have one muscle called brachioradialis. It's this one. Basically it's connected to the humerus, somewhere on the upper arm bone, to our wrist, to the size of our wrist. And basically this muscle, whenever we move our wrist, it moves here. So for example, here in like a normal open palm view, here we see that the muscle is straight. Of course, this is super simplified shape for it, but we can see that this is super straight, okay? Now when we tilt the wrist, okay, and rotate it, you can see now that it starts to bend and move. So it's no longer here like a super straight one. It now goes to here because it's connected to the wrist, to the side of the under the thumb. And you can see even here, there should be actually somewhere like that it overlaps here around the forearm, boom, somewhere like that, boom. So we want to actually show that in our drawings. Of course, here we have this muscle there, and we can see it here, boom. So thumb would be somewhere around here, so it's straight, boom. Here the thumb is also on the other side, so it would be here. Here we have normal thumb, so but just a little bit overlap there, boom. Here actually this should be more straight. So pretty much if the thumb would be here, which there is here, it would be straight like this. So this is actually a little bit wrong. Should be a little bit more straight, and there would be the muscle going here, overlapping, okay? So here is actually the open palm. Here we have the wrist, so it's straight, boom. So whenever you draw a pose, just make sure to know where the thumb is actually in your drawing. So you can actually draw this muscle correctly. Boom. So next we have a super simple tips, but they actually help a lot with visualizing the perspective and form of the object, of the arm. So first we have super simple, which are wrapping lines. And so pretty much whenever we add like a simple cylinder for our arms, boom, we can already add these wrapping lines. And these are basically like a cross section of the object, boom, to better show the perspective, boom. These go around the form of the object, as you can see here, and also go behind it. Okay, that's too much. Be more like that. Boom, same here, boom. It's basically like a cross section of it, boom. Okay, so even perhaps here on this arm there, we have the wrapping line like that, boom. Here is like this. So it follows the form. Even here you can see in the sketches that I actually added in my own arms. Boom, 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 boom. So it can also be some wrapping lines around like objects that are more square or whatever form they have. But yeah, pretty much it also helps then with rendering. So even here, boom. So in a couple of these, if the cylinder is actually pointing in our direction, something like this, boom. Of course, the cross section now will be also erase this. The cross section here will be bigger if they actually go towards us, and further they will be smaller. Boom. So for example, here we have kinda going towards us. Boom. But it also depends, of course, on the form, because like wrists are thinner than the forearm, the upper arm. But also the whole proportions will change. So of course the things that are closer to us will get bigger. So here in this example, the hand is way larger, is actually the same size of the head, which usually wouldn't be. Also here we have a foreshortening of the boom, the upper arm, boom, and here the lower arm, boom. So normally they would be the same size, but because of the forearm is going towards us, kinda, it gets bigger. So same here, if we have like something like this, boom, the middle won't be actually in the middle here, it will be somewhere here, boom. This will be the middle of that, boom. So therefore, even though from like a side view, these would be the same size, these two, boom, but in perspective, it's like basic perspective, this further part would be, of course, smaller than the one closer to us. It's here and here, boom. So yeah, same happens here, where the forearm is actually bigger and appear longer than the upper arm. But also in like a more demanding perspective, like a more advanced perspective, these things would also bend and stretch even more. Now, one thing that helps us with showing form better in perspective of the things that are getting closer to us are T-lines. And T-lines are pretty much just, imagine this, we have two balls, okay, like that, and one ball is in front of the other, like here. This is front, this is behind, boom. So here in this cross section here, we have these T-lines that these two balls do. So the one is overlapping here, boom, it's like the top of the T, and then here we have another, like the base of the T. So normally it would be, of course, these balls would be here like that, but because this one is in front, it overlaps this, and these T-lines show overlap really well. For example, here we have, boom, then we have the head of the T, so we know that this is in front of this, boom. Here we have the elbow, boom, so now we know that this part here is in front of that here, boom. For example, here we have our shoulder, so also here we have our wrist, our actually hand, boom, and here we have this T-line like that, boom, even here, boom. So this helps us show a better overlap and perspective. Even here we have the T-lines, boom, even here the shoulder and the tricep here, boom, we have more over there. For example, these breast sits like are closer than are overlapping the arm here, boom. Same here, we have the hand here, and there is below the arm. So these are really important. And lastly, go to a tip that actually helped me avoid a stiff looking arms. So of course, we always learn first that it's really good to start with basic gestures. So we have like a super simple head, then shoulder line, boom. Let's add a simple torso. Then we have arms, and we can add some hands, boom. I mean arms, boom, shoulder, boom. So whenever I just start drawing the arms, or pretty much any body, I start with the simple gestures. Boom, we have these, boom, like that. But often you may actually notice that even though you have these gestures that are very dynamic, so here would be something like this, boom, you start to lose them whenever you just try to add some shapes. And a simple fix for that is to still use CSI, not only for gestures, but also for building our shapes. So let's break some things down. So perhaps maybe we can go here, where we have this shoulder here that flows into this here. Boom. Then here we have like a micron. So we want to just pretty much use CSI to build our shapes. So again, we have here like a small, like a curve, slight curve. Boom. Then here we go and we pretty much just go with like another C. So these are also here the straight line. So we can think of these as like arrows. So again, here we have one arrow, here we have other arrow, boom, and another arrow here, like a big one, boom. And it's also nice to keep the variety, not make like only big arrows, boom, like make one smaller, boom, maybe then some medium one, then boom, bigger one. So it has like more power to it. Same here, boom, we have this one like goes here, then boom, we go into there, boom. Then we go back with this, boom. And of course then we have our hand. And one thing that you can do also here is have flow. So make one line flow into another line, boom. And basically it helps us guide the viewer's eyes that look at our drawing and guide him into the direction that we want. We can of course make it subtle with our shapes. Of course here we don't really know what we can make them look at, but usually it's a face. So we do, as you can see here, we have like these lines here that we can use to actually like emphasize the boom, our face, boom, so they look there, even here, boom. But we can also make it with our lines, like for example here we have our arm, boom, we can use this big one here, of course even the lines on the breast, boom, boom. And like these are like super simple or super subtle like ways we can just make the viewer look onto our character's face or whatever we want them to look. Sometimes maybe it's like beautiful hair, sometimes it may be just breasts or like, I don't know, nails. So just building the shapes that you have with still CSI on top of your gestures that you also use CSI for. Use CSI to build your shapes and also your gestures. Now, if you want to learn more about arms, there will be a tutorial this month on Patreon, and also there will be one about breasts, and the third one that will be probably about hands. So you can join and also see the previous tutorials. And if you enjoyed this video, you can also leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.